Good morning. Coach Ted here with another edition of Coffee with Coach Ted. How are you doing this morning? My computer is doing funny things this morning, so if there's an interruption in this video, it's because the computer is misbehaving. So anyway, sugar. So some of you have been reading what I've posted in my Facebook group. And by the way, if you're not a member of my Facebook group, Live Fully with ADHD, you want to check it out. I'll say more about that at the end of the video. So I don't know about you, but I have this sugar craving that I can't seem to control. And it's not like out of control. I'm not somebody who gets a pint of ice cream and eats the whole thing. I buy a big thing of ice cream and I eat it, not a little, I eat reasonable amounts at a time. I don't usually overindulge in sugar. If I'm at some place where they've got like really good cake and cookies and stuff, I might overindulge a bit. But I eat it regularly, and I know it's not good for me. And I keep saying, I've got to stop this. I go by the cookie aisle in the store, and I go buy it. I have pretty good self-control, but though occasionally, like if I'm at Trader Joe's and I see a blueberry pie, that generally will come home with me. I like their blueberry pie. So what is it about sugar and it's not, so that's sugar, but then it's also other carbohydrates. I like bread. I'll eat peanut butter on bread or crackers. I like carbohydrates in general. Well, what's that all about? Well, the way I understand it, it's got to do with dopamine. And I've got some information about that. So dopamine is what's called a neurotransmitter. It's a chemical in our brain that is related to motivation and involvement. And the ADHD brain in general is low in dopamine. And that results in our difficulty in getting motivated to do things that we're not interested in doing. So sugar and carbohydrates is one way to increase the dopamine in the brain. It helps us focus. It helps us get motivated to do things that we might otherwise have difficulty doing, which is a kind of interesting thing because it's also not healthy for us, right? All that white sugar or white bread, or I don't eat a lot of white bread, but anyway, it helps us deal with there's something called reward deficiency syndrome, which says what's the problem in the ADHD brain is that we don't respond to rewards the same way neurotypical people do. So we need other ways to get us going. Chocolate. Oh, I forgot chocolate. Yes. Chocolate, dark chocolate has health properties. I'm forgetting the name of the stuff in chocolate, but so most days I'll have one, maybe two squares of chocolate. I don't overdo it, but it's like I want it every day at some point in the day. It's got to do with glucose metabolism, release of dopamine. I don't know all the science of it. I could sit here and read it to you. I'll read this. Chocolate is appealing to ADHD brains because it increases glucose and has the added stimulation of caffeine in it. Yes. When they self-medicate with food, their brains enjoy a surge of dopamine, an increase in glucose-based energy that improves attention, and serotonin-based calming of restlessness. So it interacts with our brain to get us more focused, more calm. But in a way that's not particularly healthy. There's a lot written about it. You can find it online, and maybe I'll talk about it next time. Are the negative aspects of eating sugar and carbs. I mean, one thing is weight gain. Anyway, they're not healthy. So what can you do to boost dopamine? There are other things. So let me mention a few things that I've come up with from articles on the web. So one is eat foods rich in tyrosine, which is a amino acid. In order to make dopamine, this says, your body needs tyrosine, which can be found in almonds, bananas, avocados, eggs, beans, fish, and chicken. So those are good foods to eat to help with your dopamine and increase dopamine. Exercise. Regular exercise helps generate dopamine. And it increases the production of new brain cells too, which I didn't know. So regular exercise it's good for ADHD in a number of ways. Obviously, this is one. It helps with the brain. Learn to meditate. Quiet yourself. You create your own calmness. You don't need food to help you become more calm. And to be able to focus. Meditation helps focus. Get a massage. One way to keep dopamine levels high is to reduce stress. The massage is really good at reducing stress, as is meditation. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Lack of sleep is known to reduce concentrations of neurotransmitters, including dopamine. I read recently that lack of sleep mimics the symptoms of ADHD. And that's for everybody. So if you already have ADHD, then it just doubles down on you, right? So make sure you're getting enough sleep. Supplements, I don't know a lot about supplements. Again, you can find that online. You can check out Dr. Daniel Amen's work on he talks about supplements for ADHD. And then if you in terms of cutting out sugar, one is just don't have it in the house. It's harder to eat. You may buy it, and this is my resolution for this year is not bringing ice cream or cookies into the house. You're not buying them at the supermarket. or the store. Eat regularly. Cut out white everything. White sugar, white bread, white rice. Eat brown. You say brown rice, not brown sugar, but whole grains, that kind of stuff. So that's just some information about sugar and carbohydrates and why we crave them, and a few things you can do to help with increasing dopamine, so you don't have that craving so much for those unhealthy foods. So I have 9:42 a.m. here in Boston, so I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Just a few final words. One, I mentioned my Facebook group. I'm going to post a link to it below this video. You can read about it, and if it sounds like it's something you benefit from, please ask to join. I ask that you answer 3 very simple questions. You can answer them in 1 or 2 words when you request to join. If you have questions or comments about today's video, please post those. Also, if you have ideas of topics you'd like to hear me talk about on Coffee with Coach Ted, please post that. If you'd like to connect with me further one-on-one, type #connect in a comment, and I'll be in touch. We can set up a time to talk. And finally, if you're watching a replay, please type #replay so I know you were here. So that's it for today. That's it for today's edition of Coffee with Coach Ted. Have a great day and a great week. And I will see you Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Same time, same station. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.